My name is Brandon Hartung, and I'm a media missionary. First time I went on a missions trip was in high school, and we went to Romania and Hungary, and that's really when missions work got in my blood. I knew I loved missions work, but I'm not really a preacher, so I didn't know if there was any place for me to fit in. So I didn't really pursue it anymore. I've actually worked for the last 4 years for the local news here in Fayetteville, Arkansas as a photojournalist. It's probably the first job I've ever really loved. I got to use my passion of taking pictures and video and use them to tell stories. Even though I loved that job, I knew there was something more out there that I was supposed to do. In April of 2012, Brother Tommy Carpenter invited me to go to Belize with him to shoot video on a missions trip. So that was right up my alley. I was ready to go and do that. And while I was there, I ended up meeting some of the local missionaries and shooting some video for them too. They were able to use that video to not only tell people what projects they had going, but to show them. And when I heard of the success they had with that, it was like something clicked in my head, like, oh, this is what you're supposed to be doing. I'd been telling stories of people doing neat things every day, but missionaries have been doing awesome things all over the world, and nobody's really telling their story. So that's where I come in. As a media missionary, I want to travel to these places and tell the stories of not only the need, but also the success that the missionaries are having there. In today's culture, media is so prevalent. You can take a picture on your phone and upload it to the internet, and it's across the world in just a few seconds. Missionaries would be nothing without the support they get from people praying and giving financially back home. And this is a way to show people back home what they're giving to, or to inspire them to give more, or to give for the first time. Hartung Productions is about establishing that emotional connection with the people back home to the people on the missions field. Not only the missionaries, but what about the family that didn't have clean water before those missionaries came and dug the well? What about the hospital that didn't have the supplies to meet the needs of the locals until the missionaries came and made that difference, and the people back home that sent them and made that happen? In the Bible, Jesus was always talking about parables. He was always explaining a story to someone because he knew that if someone could hear a story, they could understand what was really happening and they would buy into it. That's what I want to do with media missions work. I want to tell the story of the missionaries and the impact their work is doing in countries all over the world.